Dornbush download number 67. Good morning. This isn't Michael or Dan, this is Matt Gregg from Metro Care. Matt, thanks very much for joining us this morning.
Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
You must be saying, what am I doing here? What am I doing standing in front of a Christmas tree? We, Dornbush Partners, ran a seminar last night, and thanks to everyone who attended last night. And Emily, could I have that tin for a moment? Yes. Here's one I prepared earlier. We raised some money, and so we just did the ceremonial handover of the monies. Thanks very much, Matt. And Matt was just here as April turned up to film the episode. So instead of doing our usual let's talk about shares, thought I might ask about the loads of love appeal, because you know, some of the numbers you were giving me were really amazing. So last year you brought in about 2.8 tonnes of non-perishable items. Is that right?
That's right. So the loads of love appeal is about collecting non-perishable food that then is distributed to those in our community and regional community who need it the most. Last year, Metro Care was able to receive, with the help of the community, and we had a stall down at Grand Central, 2.8 tonne worth of non-perishable food and personal items. Our goal for this year was 3 tonne, but we've well and truly exceeded that, and we're now at 4 tonne. Wow. And that only just happened this morning. That was literally 5 minutes before this filming happened. We hit 4 tonne, and we're still collecting right up until Saturday. And we'll be down at Grand Central on level 2, just outside of Senatee. And my expectation, well, my hope, let's call it a hope. I hope that we can actually reach 5 tonne. That'll be 5,000 kilos through the loads of love appeal alone. Now, our distribution partners is Lifeline, Darling Downs in Southwest Queensland. Many people will know about those guys.
Big Derek.
Big Derek. Derek is amazing. He's an incredible guy.
He's a great guy.
And I think that what we'll be doing there is that 5 tonne, hopefully, will actually go with those guys as well, and that'll go out to our regional families and households that need the help, as well as the ABC and Lifeline appeal, which is running separately, but the totals are being combined. So once those guys get all theirs in, we could be looking at 6 or 7 tonnes worth of food that this community has collected, donated for the purpose of helping those who are in need. And the truth is, the needs are quite large this year.
Isn't that just, and that's just amazing how benevolent, and we already know that. Anyone who lives in Toowoomba knows how benevolent
very generous
we are.
Community.
But you know, to be hitting, well, you know, baseline 4, aspirationally 5, and then with all the partners and so forth, 6 or 7. And then do you want to briefly talk about how it could be potentially going beyond Toowoomba, this concept?
Oh, absolutely. So this year we've actually seen the loads of love appeal picked up in 2 other locations, regional locations, Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast. And the Sunshine Coast have already collected in their first go. They've collected some 5, we're not quite sure, but we think they might be touching on 600 kilos, which is quite exceptional. And given that we've done this a few years in a row now, we've got a bit of momentum. But the Gold Coast, we think, are around about 1.2 to 1.4 tonne. And that's exceptional. So when you add all those totals together with what we've already got, the loads of love appeal in a southern Queensland,
excluding Brisbane,
has been quite considerable. We're looking at 6 tonne already. So this is quite incredible. My hope is that we can see the loads of love appeal as something that was, let's say, it was born in Toowoomba, could actually expand and be, you know, really beneficial and feed into the local communities, not just here but in all of southern Queensland and perhaps even beyond.
Wow, isn't that just amazing?
Yeah.
Now, you were telling me before, people have been incredibly benevolent with all the goods that they've been providing, so thank you very much. But you were saying there are a couple of specific items sort of coming towards Saturday that you're trying to make sure that people have got. So if you haven't donated it yet, what are some of those items that particularly you're looking for, Matt? Yeah,
so what we're looking for at the moment, and what we do have a specific need for, is, believe it or not, I'm going to be very specific, 375 gram packs of cereal. And we say that because we don't want to overfill a particular bag up with, you know, a gigantic box of cereal and then have none of the other staples. So we do need those smaller packs of cereal, but also we need to get some sugar and we need some long life milk. So that kind of litre worth of long life milk goes a long way for people who are doing it tough. And beyond that, just the other staples. These are just the basics that go into the cupboard. And everyone picks on the baked beans, and we don't want to have too many of those because we never know what will happen. But those kinds of tin foods, canned foods, soups and things like that, which can, they can form the basis of a meal. They don't have to be a meal in and of themselves, but they can actually help to fill a meal and expand a meal. Things like, canned beans and stuff like that can go into mince and make a mince cheaper but feed more people. So these are the kinds of things that we're looking for. But in particular, it is the long life milk, the sugar and the cereal that we need more of at the present.
And I know, again, leading into Christmas, and it is a Christmas appeal, there is that sort of overwhelming desire to make sure people have a nice Christmas lunch or dinner, and that's great. But I think some of the feedback that we've received, because for a number of years now we've been doing the baskets, the feedback from Ozcare and all these other guys is that's great, but equally so make sure that you're thinking about after Christmas.
That's right.
And things, so like you were talking about the beans and whatever the case may be, sure, make sure there's enough there for a nice Christmas, but maybe some other things that can be used post-Christmas as well. Yeah. So anything that people are willing to give, it's really appreciated, but some of those items that you were talking about before, I think would be really welcomed. Last thing, on Saturday, you've got a couple of things going on.
Absolutely.
Do you want to talk about those briefly?
We like to keep ourselves busy.
Because you've got nothing else going on.
That's right, nothing at all. But this Saturday, Metro Care, we have a very small op shop, and we call it the Metro Care shop. But this Saturday there's a garage sale and a car boot sale happening on our property at 258 Spring Street, starting at 7 a.m, going through to about 12. There's going to be a whole bunch of fun going on there, and the shop will be open, but we've also got a bunch of furniture and other items like that, a couple of fridges, things like that, which we're wanting to sell and bringing in some income for our Metro Care programs that we run, like Food Sense and our Metro Care Street Cruise, which many people will have heard about, and a couple of other things as well. Sure. So this is a fantastic time of year for us to be able to make some room and get rid of some of these things, but also that income helps us to ensure that we can continue delivering our programs early in next year. So if anybody can come along, it's going to be a great family time. We're going to have a jumping castle there and a couple of things like that, so feel free to come along. And if you have anything to sell, then bring your car boot. It's $10 a spot, and we've still got plenty to fill, so we'd be very appreciative of people coming along to support that. Well,
Matt, I know we sprung this on you at the last moment, but thank you very much, not only for today, but more importantly for everything that Metro is doing relating to the Loads of Love appeal. I know there's a number of families that will benefit from the work that you and Lifeline and a number of other people are doing in this region, so thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you to you and your partners, and to all of the clients, and especially to every person that's donated to Loads of Love this year. It's been made incredible because of those who have actually put the energy into going to purchase food and give it to those who need it most. So we're just very thankful to be able to collect, but really, if I may, deflect a little bit, that the true thanks belongs to those who are the ones that are contributing. Absolutely. So thanks to every person that's doing that.
And with that note, till next week, thank you.